Hi everybody, welcome to TDG Presents Theme Thursday. Today we're talking about the Clifton StrengthsFinder theme of developer. People with developer, they understand progress. At its core, it's essentially about progress. Now listen, it's not just progress for others. Think about the word progress itself. Progress is about incremental improvement. So they want themselves personally to be incrementally improving. They want their education to be incrementally improving. They want problems to be one step closer to being solved than they were the moment before. And so they have a natural gift for understanding, how do I create measurable, even despite how small it may be, at least measurable improvement. So one step at a time, one piece at a time, one moment at a time. And so when it comes to climbing Mount Everest, they understand that people may say, man, the view from Everest must be amazing. I want that accomplishment. I want that experience. Developer says, well, yes, but let's start here with you being able to get off your couch without falling over from exhaustion. Let's start by taking a walk. And so developers instinctually understand incremental improvement. They understand also, they have a concept of foundational pieces. There's a piece of them that goes, if we don't put the right pieces in first, later on, we won't be able to put the important things in. And so I will meet educators in kindergarten, first, second, third grade, who are completely clear that they are building doctors who will cure cancer tomorrow. When they see a little girl spatially understanding spatial reasoning, they understand that she will naturally be a chemical engineer because she gets that later on. They understand that the fundamentals, those pieces today, will incrementally build on themselves for larger performance. So themes like maximizer and competition, they love playing with competitors who are at their best. They like taking perfectly good talent and making it exceptional, whether it be an athletic performance, academic performance, personal, relational performance. But the thing for maximizers is they aren't necessarily good at instilling those basics. Now again, remember, StrengthsFinder themes never work alone. They always kind of work in pairs, and so you may have developer and maximizer. But developers by themselves, they're exceptional at bringing natural talent, instilling that in the basics, so that then it's refined and even built on later. So when it comes to communication, decision making, and self-management, which is the lens that at the Daphne Group we see all StrengthsFinder themes through, when it comes to developer will naturally communicate about making progress. Well, we're better today than we were yesterday. It's about incremental improvement, one step at a time. And they listen for proactive language. They like messages that express movement and motion. They don't like the feeling or the thought of being stuck. And so when you communicate from it's all just broken, I don't really care about making progress, just be aware they may tune you out. When it comes to decision making, they will prioritize solutions that are at least a little bit better. Now, for some of us with strong influencing themes, we may feel like, well, the motion isn't enough. We've got to make a bigger splash. We've got to create more momentum. Not for developers. Developers just say, but they're better today than they are yesterday. When it comes to self-management, they get life in teaching others things they care about. They're naturally at their best when taking a subject. It can be something as simple as cooking and teaching it to someone else who doesn't know. They're naturally good at breaking down complex things and making them accessible. And so developers, you may find that if you're stuck, you need to be able to find a group of people to give yourself away to. Volunteer teaching something. What's funny is I've had developers tell me that they're exceptionally patient with those they think don't know any better and have zero patience with those they think they should. And so it's interesting that it's funny, I've had developers say to me, my family seems to think I'm terribly impatient, but I'll be completely patient with strangers. Developers, that's because you feel like, well, they've been around me their whole lives or the whole time you've been together, so they should, quote, know better. And so sometimes you have to kind of reach back and say, you know what, just hearing me say it hasn't been enough to move that forward. How do I find the patience that I have for strangers and also give that to your family? What's interesting with developers, it's a matter of, it's not about the highest performance. I used to tell somebody, maximizers, they want to coach basketball teams, they're gonna win championships. For a developer, they're going, look, Sally learned to dribble the ball today with her mouth closed. Like, that's progress. It's one thing at a time. I have to say, developers go to bed at night saying, was I better today than I was yesterday? Incremental improvement is critical. Developers, you have a gift. You have a gift for taking the mountain and bringing it into the little bites and almost that molehill that we need to see it as in order to get there. You understand truly that to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. You naturally know how to do that. So it's in some ways Your acceptance of us wherever we are is what draws us to you. And then you giving us the confidence that we don't need to stare at the big problem. We should stare at the next step helps us to take action. You coaching us to that action, you helping us grow in that way is life-giving. And it's life-giving for you and it's life-giving for us. Developers, be aware of the dark side is that sometimes you can make excuses. Well, it's not as bad today as it could have been. Well, this person's only a problem 3 days out of the week. Developers, one of the litmus tests that you know that you're settling, especially if you're in management or if you're in a relationship with somebody you shouldn't be. One of the ways you can tell that you need to check yourself is, I would say, what if today was the person that's working for you? I say this week, imagine this week is their job interview. Would you hire the person based on the performance you saw this week? If the answer is no, you're settling. You need to step back in, create very clear expectations, and start working on your accountability to hold them there. But your gift is going to be to help us all become better. So why are you settling? Figure out what that is, and then get back to the work of helping us become the best versions of ourselves, one step at a time. I hope you enjoyed this theme Thursday. We've talked about the StrengthsFinder theme of developer. I'm going to shift back a little bit. I've been asked a couple different times. So Corey, this is for you. We're going to be talking about analytical next week. Analytical is a critical thinking theme that's very different from developer. We're going to talk about those next week. If you know somebody with developer, go ahead and tag them in this video. Look forward to hearing from you. Love to see your comments. Any questions you have on this, please go ahead and post it to this Facebook page or send me an email at michael@thedophinygroup.com. Take care. Lead courageously. Talk to you real soon.